bees are dying, and our survival depends on them. That's why 4RBs created the Pure Wave Cell, a breakthrough quantum device proven to help hives thrive, doubling colonies and boosting honey production naturally. Every jar of our Pure Wave honey fuels this mission, supporting beekeepers worldwide. Visit 4RBs.com. That's the number 4RBs.com, and use code WITF for 20% off. Save the bees! Save us all!
Where in the Folk is not and should not be viewed as a news source. Any names, places, or likenesses mentioned are purely fictional, and any information discussed is purely speculative. Guest opinions are their own and do not reflect those of anyone else. Where in the Folk is not responsible for content accuracy of any stories that are told or what people do with these stories. This show is vulgar, sometimes graphic, and due to its content, it should not be viewed by anyone actually.
I cannot hear a word you're saying. I can't hear you. Let me see.
There we go.
Hey, I hear you now.
Welcome to another episode of Where in the Folk. Thank you for joining myself and Morgana here. We're waiting on the rest of the crew to join, and while we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and do some plugs right up front, because tonight is a cast and crew Steven heavy episode. So the first thing I want to get into is it looks like Tully has put up some new designs on the merch site. We have the brand new Where's the Real Steven? Where's the Real Steven? I don't remember that being up last week. And possibly my favorite addition to this is our bumper sticker.
I like the bumper sticker.
So, unfortunately, you have missed your time to get the 25% off. So,
and by the way, fine looking shirt you have on there.
Oh yeah, I wore my merch, and you have yours on too.
Yes, I do. And hey, I'm very happy. I have to say, with the quality and everything, I am most impressed.
I was extremely impressed with it. Yeah, when I got it, Mandy's been wearing her shirt every day.
Yep. Well, Mo just got in, so I introduced him to his, and so. You know, of course, now it's 90 degrees down here, so he doesn't need it, but whenever he does, it's
and make sure to check out Cosmic Crumbs. That's Tully's podcast, and you can go to Linktree/Cosmic Crumbs with a 0 instead of O, and you can sign up for the mailing list, and you can share recipes and stories, and he will cover that every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. And of course, go to 4rbs.com, the number 4, the letter R, bees.com. Purchase you some honey. Use promo code WITF for 20% off.
Cool.
And
Landa, I have to say, I'm sorry. I want to respond to Landa. I absolutely love this style, but I can say without question, this is the only pink item of clothing that I own, because I like pink better than yellow, and those were my two options.
That's not good options for us.
That's okay. Those are generally girl colors, but I'm more partial to blacks and blues and purples. But
I have tons of pink clothes. Oh yeah, there we go.
Bumper sticker.
Nice.
I guess I need to flip it around, but
always. There's Tully. Hey Tully.
Hey Tully.
What's up?
How are you?
Great.
Yeah.
Good.
And again, check out everything that we just went over. And
hang on one second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, damn, that was quick.
Well, he didn't come on very long.
I think that's his subtle way of telling us he doesn't want to hang out.
Don't want to hang out. Why'd you go ready without me?
So how was your week?
Mine was perfectly fine. It was a week.
Awesome.
Hey, Larry.
Larry.
But before we get started on tonight's episode, I find it very peculiar that Cash Patel, of all people, is right now in my hometown, going to the town that Tully and I grew up in, which is like not a place you would expect anybody like that to go to.
I'm telling you, you should go and just look the man in the eye.
I don't know what it's for. Mandy said that she'd seen it was for some kind of like strategy involving our local and federal law enforcement in the rural area or something like that. I still don't know why he's in town. I really don't, but that sounds weird if he's down here to discuss local strategy for local law enforcement and federal law enforcement in the area. Strange.
Yeah, it's one of those things that anytime the federal government gets involved with small town, that's not good.
If it would have been 25 years ago and he's going to Manchester, they would have hung a banner over the overpass that said FBI get out.
Yeah.
What's up, Larry? What's up, Landa?
But I'm gonna be perfectly honest with everybody. I don't know the structure of tonight's show. I know we're gonna be a Stephen heavy episode. I got a bunch of pictures that were sent to me that we can start showing off.
Brother, you are the leader of the show.
You're the content man, and then do everything else. I'm just a beautiful face.
Well, but we were expecting you to kick off this fest of shit that keeps us up at night.
Oh, I'm about done with my book.
There you go.
Pretty soon I'm going to have a book out, and I just want to show you the cover of one of the stories to give you an idea of what it's about.
I know that story. I've heard it.
You don't know this one. You don't know this telling of it.
Well, I know where the inspiration came from. How about that?
Yeah.
Fair?
Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I got another one here, another cover that's done in the same style. A fiction.
So I put the link tree down. I redid the link tree. It's now beautiful.
Oh.
And it you can access the store there. You can go to all the places. You can get audio only.
Can I ask a question? Because I don't know the answer to this. I thought it was linktr.ee/.
They both work.
Both work. Okay, I didn't know. That's why I asked.
Yeah, they both work.
Okay, good deal. Good deal. Because the link.tree, that's always thrown me. So I like the .com.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, they both work. And I prefer the .com.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, you work good. Here. Shirts.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm wearing mine too. One of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I like the way you got this set up. It looks really good.
Yeah, you got the exclusive merch. You got all of our places and Weird Realities, of course. You can get to our partner station. What's up, Shane?
Hey, Shane.
Let me see.
One addition you did make, in addition to the Steven shirt that I must have forgot about, is you released a bumper sticker. I'm stoked about that. I'm buying that tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I should have a sample of the Steven shirt coming pretty quick.
Nice.
But yeah, that's the official Wearing the Folk bumper sticker, if you can't tell.
I love that. I absolutely love that. And I'm going to order it and just plan to pay shipping because that's the only thing I need off the site today.
Well, I didn't know this, but when I was looking at the pricing on this stuff, if you spend less, the shipping's less.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Good deal, because I definitely want that bumper sticker.
And don't forget, we still have all the other designs still on here. Mandy has had Raven reviews over this one.
Awesome.
Yeah. She got a red version of it. She loves it. She's wore it every night since she got it. But yeah, go buy some stuff. Well, the next design, I'm going to try to keep them fun, like when I hand draw them for everybody, so that you can wear them to like Thanksgiving, You can take out your fresh new date. Anything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you all see it, but Tully's finally glitched.
Yes.
They're recalling them. They're finally recalling them back to the factory.
Poor Tully. Hey, Landa. Hey, Crystal. What is Violent Violet? Cecil.
Violent Violet? Oh, you know. Oh, yeah. My bad. I have a short-term memory lost. This literally, let me get the picture of it. I do love this, by the way. I have to send it to myself. Technology, right? But it's I'll show it here in a moment. So I guess we'll wait for Tucky to get back. Let's see. So what are we covering tonight?
How do you want to get started? Until 7 Central, 8 Eastern, we're the three of us going to talk about the things that, you know, we've experienced and seen. I think I sent you the pictures of my tree and everything. And then when Stephen gets on, then it's going to be pretty much a Stephen episode. The cool stuff he's seen.
Nice. It's sending right now.
Okay.
So
cool.
I don't have anything. I have a real issue with saving pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I have like more than 20 pictures on my phone, I delete them. I don't know why.
I have about 100,000 pictures.
It breaks my mind to see that many things on my right there.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Juggalo. Cabbage Patch Kid.
Okay.
Juggle it. I love that.
I could make that.
Can you?
The face, yeah.
You need to
if you send me the Cabbage Patch doll, I can make you that face.
All right, awesome. But we'll get started with yours. I've got all your pictures up. Let's see.
Cool. So I will premise with about 10 years ago, I was for one of the solstice celebrations making a goddess tree. And it's basically while you're celebrating, you know, this full, you know, this Sabbat, you are creating this tree. That is it. But if you look, the reason that I included that is there are orbs in so many of these pictures. And so as you're creating this goddess tree, you know, I did it for Mabon. And so you're putting your intent. What do I want to see for the next year and everything? And it's dedicated to the goddess. So I'm just snapping pictures. And as I'm going back through them later, it was absolutely amazing, the orbs and the colors and stuff that just randomly showed up. So like in that particular one, there's no fire anywhere around it. There was not a flash on this because my porch light was on, but the porch light is behind me. So none of that should have had an effect on what was going on with this tree.
What's that?
That was my fireball. I have one of those propane fireballs that I just kind of keep around for when I'm hanging out by myself. And again, like I said, you know, just there was absolutely no reason for that to be there as far as from a camera point of view. I was just taking a picture. And I think I also included one that's just the fireball just to kind of see the difference. But like I said, you know, it was crazy. See, so that's what it looks like. I mean, it doesn't have a huge flame or anything. It's just a little small, tiny flame. But, you know, I really felt like I touched on that other side a little bit that night. Because, like I said, there was some cool stuff.
How many hits of LSD did you give your camera for these? Right?
You know, that's a really good question, because I'd have shared with myself if I had realized that's what I was doing. And the thing about it is, even the indoor pictures, there are orbs all over the place. And, you know, depending on what you believe and what you think, I really do think that orbs, you know, are otherly beings and everything.
Well, these are unique because what are the circumstances behind this one right here?
I don't even remember. with that. It was either the tree, the fireball, it's the yard in general, but I'm thinking fireball just by the shape behind it. Or that could have been my own personal juggalo that I did not realize I was tuning into.
Okay.
Totally. Are you watching a video or something?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Why?
We got feedback coming through, and check your mic. It sounds like you're coming through your computer or something. What's
I'm actually not watching a video though, but that's strange.
That is weird. But what's it like? The thing about it is, you know, I've taken a lot of pictures in my life, and I've never seen colors like this show up. So it is really remarkable. Like this one right here, this one seems almost figuresque. Like you can almost see like a person in a way. Like what?
Yeah.
What was this of?
Like I think that was another one of the fireball. Just going by the little bit of that I can make out around it, I would say that was what that is. Because on all the ones that have the tree, I can see a limb structure, and I can't on this one. So I'm almost willing to bet that was probably the fireball.
This right here.
Check
that out. Is this part of something? Like, let me enhance.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're good.
Yes.
Okay.
You sound beautiful.
You sound good.
You sound like an angel. This right here, check that out. That's real intriguing right there.
Yeah.
Okay. I wish I could take over the pointer right now.
Wow.
So when I look at this, I see somebody's jaw.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like,
and there's a nose right there.
Yeah.
It's like somebody's face in that.
And how it's perfectly split with this red and white too.
And there's like an eyelid.
Yeah.
Yep. So like I said, and the thing about it is it was one of those things that while I'm taking pictures, I'm not looking, because these are not on a phone. These were actually on a digital camera. And for years, I did photography with an old 35 millimeter camera. So I never got used to using that viewfinder that so many people, when they're taking pictures, uses. I always look through the little lens finder. So it was not until after I uploaded these that I actually saw all of the stuff going on. Most of this was not at all, none of this was at all visible on a human eye level.
What kind of camera was you using?
It was a little Canon. It was one of the first really decent Canon point and shoot digital cameras.
There's one specific camera and make and model, and I cannot remember the name of it, but they removed it quickly from production. And the whole story behind that was it was kind of similar to when they used to use the red for the night vision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I wonder what it is. This right here.
Hulk.
Yeah, it's the Hulk. It does kind of, honestly, it does look like him, but it's miraculous because this is like a beautiful green and like a really elegant purple right here. And I wonder what would cause that. You like the big words? But it is, I don't know, these things right here always trip me out because I can never replicate anything like this.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like I said, if I had gone back 2 days later, I probably wouldn't have gotten any of that. And I don't know if it was just, like I said, it was the right night for it. If it was what I had going on top of, like I said, because it was a totally ritual. So like I said, I think they're cool.
Like, and they all have these streaks in them right here. Like, I don't know what that. Now Tully and Linda have ruined my mindset on this one. Because I can't see anything but the Hulk now. And now this looks very suspicious if that's the Hulk. But anyway, I don't know. Like, I've taken a lot of pictures. I've never caught anything like that. That's really unique. That's cool.
A Kodak DC-20.
Okay. So this is back to the bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Let's see. And right here you got an orb.
Mm-hmm.
This.
And like I said, just the occasional flare up with it. And like I said, which in and of itself is unusual too, because when you set the flame on that thing and light it, you've got a steady flame. I mean, it's going to stay the same height and everything. So,
did
like
you see this in person or was it just on the camera?
Just on the camera. Like I said, that's, I mean, I'm taking pictures, just because I'm sitting outside and happen to have it sitting next to me. And like I said, when I went to upload them later on that night is when I started noticing all of the anomalies. So go ahead.
People always sum this up. They're like, oh, it could be dust or anything. I've got the dustiest house in the world. And orbs don't show up quite like that for me. Like,
no. And that's the thing is, this is all outside. Every bit of it's outside. And that's the thing when people say, oh, it's just dust and everything. There are times when you can see this orb in pictures and it stays steady in one spot. Dust doesn't do that.
That's wild.
I mean, so yeah, really interesting magical night. We're going to call it a magical night.
And right here's some more of the tree with some orbs around it. Huh.
Did you all say the shirts are high quality? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're
nice.
They're actually really dope. Lot more. I had an expectation for the shirts, and it exceeded it. Like,
well, I chose like we could have went middle of the mall like the shirt that I have on, but I chose the tri-blend stuff because it should have a little bit of bounce in it, like those ones that the Paranormal Museum used to have.
Well, the transfer is remarkable. Like I've bought a lot of shirts from different podcasts and even concerts and comedy shows. The transfer feels like it's part of the shirt. Like it's just
it's not that thick, heavy, like in the early 90s.
It ain't stiff.
When you used to, it felt like you had like a blanket on top of your shirt.
It almost feels like they printed it off.
Nice.
The shirt.
Yeah.
They're legit. They're awesome. I don't know how they did it, but I'm definitely buying more when I get money. Speaking of which, you should go buy some shirts. How shitty would I be of a human being if I took all the money from the PayPal account and just bought myself more shit?
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked.
Anyway.
But see, like in that, it's almost like some of them are getting closer to you.
Yeah. That's wild.
So, yeah, like I said, it was crazy. And I still have that tree.
This right here is when you moved inside.
Yep.
You can see them.
So
now,
they were.
You gave a little bit of backstory about the tree here. Like, how do you think that would coincide with this? Exactly.
Well, and like I said, I'm solitary. So, I mean, what I do it just what feels right to me. I don't have a set ritual for anything. But when I started doing it, I went out the weekend before and I found the limbs that I liked. And then I spray painted them silver because silver is the goddess color. And then I started losing my damn mind. Hush.
It sounds like you're getting haunted right now.
Right? So, and then I put them in. That is a bowl on the bottom of quartz crystals that Mo and Stephen and I dug up when we were in Arkansas the same year that I did this. So it's a full bowl of hand dug crystals. And then put the limbs in it, tied them together again. And then I just started picking out things that I liked for it. Like I had some owl pendants and, I have crystals on it and all these different things. And as you're building it, or this is the way that it works for me, as I'm building it, I am focusing on what I want the next year to bring me. So, and like I said, this has been about 10 years ago, so I couldn't tell you exactly what I was asking for. But a lot of times when people say, well, what is magic? Okay, if you believe in the power of prayer, magic pretty much works the same way. You know, whatever you give to the universe is what you get back from it. So, you know, like I said, there's a lot of intent when you're working on something like that. So, and I'm like, Landa, I really feel like, you know, that maybe it's fairies that are attracted to it. You know, maybe it's loose spirits that just are attracted to that intent and that magic that's being put out into the world.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Let's see right here. This is neat. The Hulk showed up again. I wish y'all wouldn't have said that. But no, that's cool. Yep. Like, I don't know what that is. That looks like a figure. It looks like somebody kneeling over this tree. Something
that I have seen since this is occasionally on a movie when they have something like a spirit coming in, it'll coalesce all these little orbs and stars swirling together, and then it starts solidifying. So, you know, yep, the fairies are partying with the Hulk. They're Hulk fairies.
Hang on a second. I want to check something a little closer on.
If somebody just tunes in right now and says, like, listens to you say that this looks like the Hulk kneeling over a tree, they're going to think you're schizophrenic.
That's so wild because the shape of the yellow contrasting to the green, it almost looks like the side of a face. It really does. Like, it's, I don't know how to explain what I'm thinking. Like, look at this, like right here.
Lock in.
Huh.
Lock in.
Huh.
Yep.
I can't keep going. Now what's this?
That's a selfie. But again, the colors are just insane. You know, so whatever you saw in the red and white that was outside evidently followed me inside.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We need a little, I say that's crazy so much. We need a little animation that goes, that's crazy. And this is the final one I think I got from you.
Yeah, I think so. And like I said, that just had little orbs all over the place.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Those are really interesting. I like those a lot.
Yeah. I need to do that again. It's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there, like, so outside of the pictures though, any crazy stories that you wanted to share? The crazy experiences that you've had?
The only one that really has
Rumble rant alert. Rumble rant alert.
The only one
Dara knows. Dara knows. He's on there ranting all the time.
So, you know, this one just sticks with me. And the reason that it sticks with me is it scared the hell out of me. And this was when my son was a baby, because the house that we lived in then, we moved out of when he was 2. He's 37. So that's how long ago this has been. So I'm sleeping and I wake up just with a feeling of something on my chest, and I have the covers pulled so tight around my neck that I'm choking myself. In and of itself, strange. So, you know, I shake it off, I lay back down, I go back to sleep, I wake up again a couple of hours later doing the same thing. Kick the covers off. Woke up doing it a third time. I took every one of the covers off the bed and laid back down. When I woke up with them around my neck the 4th time, I got up. But it was such a malevolent feeling of, I didn't feel like I was doing it. You know, it was more of a feeling that something was on my chest doing it. Even though they were my hands, but I have yet to figure out how the damn covers got off of the floor back onto the bed the 4th time.
Yeah, that sounds like a sleep paralysis demon.
It really
right?
does. That's insane. That's terrifying.
Yeah. And like I said, and that it's stuck with me all these years because, like I said, it terrified me. And, I've had feelings of, something presence that did not feel right. But for the last 20 plus years, I have my house shielded and protected and everything else, so not a lot's going to get in. And, it's the same, like I said, it doesn't matter what your beliefs are, unless you're just a point blank, you don't believe in anything. Even if you're religious, you're going to have other entities and beings that are a part of what you believe. So do I believe that there are evil beings out there? Hell yes, I do. Because I felt it, if that makes sense.
I've been around some heavy feeling stuff like that, where it's not the most pleasant thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I mean, I've been in those situations a lot. It's weird. It's very strange. I wonder if it has, I don't know, like if it has any connection to like the parallel side of everything. I don't know.
And maybe that's it. Maybe that's that thinning between dimensions that, it's again parallel, but it's not going to feel the same to us because it's not our world and it's not our people.
Yeah.
Or if you're close to it on both sides, if it's because I've always been told that you cannot occupy the same space as yourself because it would like destroy universes. Well, what if the you in another dimension and the you here are right there at the at that veil on each side of it, but it's thin enough that you can actually get that overflow from it. Just
I don't have a strange story or nothing. I do have I had a weird dream this week. Do you guys want to interpret it for me?
Yes.
So my dad's birthday was yesterday, right? He passed away in 2013. But Monday or Tuesday night, I had a dream of me and my father, and I was driving, and we parked somewhere where there was a bunch of like overhanging rocks and things like that. And I had to relieve myself, as I always have to do. And I got out, and I was looking at this big, massive rock, and it flipped and landed on the car with him inside of it. And it felt so real. Like it was like it's one of those dreams like when you wake up, you're like, did that happen? I don't know what that means.
It's funny you say that. I had a dream this week that one of our friends got into a fatal car accident, and it was like that.
Shit.
And but I typically don't dream about real stuff like that. It's usually like some kind of sage interpretation of stuff.
Well, what terrifies me is where I go get water, you park under a overhanging rock.
Is that the pictures that Mandy's posted recently?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see how you would interpret that, but honestly, you're probably thinking about that anyway while you're there getting water.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I would think more about it like, what could this dream be telling me about, what am I thinking about subconsciously?
Okay,
as opposed to, could this be a warning that there's a big boulder that's going to come off the mountain and hit me?
It better be a damn strong boulder.
Okay, so here's the symbolism. Deceased father represents a desire for his guidance, protection, or a need to address unfinished business.
Yeah.
Overhanging rocks suggest impending danger. The car represents your life, personal direction, or social persona, how you move through the world. So, and it was something else I saw. Oh, the rocks falling on the car could symbolize a feeling of being trapped or powerless. So maybe there is something going on that deep down you feel is a threat to you.
And you have felt trapped recently.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
That makes sense now. All right, good. Figured that one out.
But what I was getting at is like, I've talked to a lot of people this week who have had bizarre dreams lately.
Mine have been so vivid, like in the past 2 or 3 months. Like just vivid as hell. I don't know why. You trying to get the right color?
What kind of vibe are we having tonight?
But they've been so vivid, man. Like when I'm asleep now, which I've been trying to do lucid dreaming and stuff for a while, and I was getting to where I could start recognizing I'm in a dream, and I was getting to where I can navigate properly. And now it just feels real, like, and I don't realize I'm dreaming again. Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's weird. Oh.
Yeah. I think you go through that when you're doing it, because I'm one of those hit or miss people. Sometimes I lucid dream beautifully, and then the next time I wake up going, what in the hell just happened? So I think that you're going to always backslide, and backslide's probably not right. I just think sometimes your mind is not in a place where it feels like you should be doing that. So it takes you into the weird off the wall vivid stuff.
Well, then.
Just not. I'm by no means a dream guru. I had to Google what all this symbolism was.
Yeah.
What does
a crazy enough dream, I'll look up what it means, but
yeah. I don't know. I usually like to keep it a mystery, but since we do this show, if I ever have a question, I'll just come on here and ask you all.
I have had instances of seeing people that I haven't ever met before in dreams.
Before you do that, the person that dies in this car wreck, it ain't me, is it?
No.
Sweet. All right, go on.
No, I said one of our good friends.
Well, I mean, I consider myself a good friend of mine, so.
Well, so on that note, that okay, off the rails. It'll come back to me.
Meeting people that you haven't met.
Oh yeah, that's what I
about
was going to say, because I recently somebody said, "Oh, you will never dream of someone you haven't seen. That's not possible," and I call bullshit.
I don't know. You see so many people out in the world that you just don't even know that you've seen. You know what I mean?
There's been a couple instances where I've definitively seen somebody that I've never met before, and I met them states away. Like that. It couldn't have been like a happenstance where I like walked past them at McDonald's or something. You know what I mean?
Right. See, now I think I think it could definitely be premonition of somebody that's going to come along. I think it could be someone you've met in another life or another dimension. I sometimes really do think that dreams are other dimensions, depending on what's
This is
going on.
another conversation. If you're just Jordan, we're not schizophrenic. We're just talking about, the
dream
universe,
interpretation,
the nature of the universe.
Yes.
But it sounds a little crazy. We sound crazy all the time, but tonight's going to sound especially crazy in a lot of ways.
But that's okay. I'm still willing to stand behind, because like I said, and just because I believe it doesn't mean it's true, and it doesn't mean it's true for you. But, a lot of times when I'm trying to figure this crazy world we live in out at 2 a.m, I'm thinking, I wonder if dreams are actually us visiting other dimensions.
I really think so. There was one dream that I used to have reoccurring dreams of this constantly, where I was actually on a different planet. And the only way that I knew that it was a different planet was because the sky looked different. Like it was more of a tangerine sky constantly. You know what I mean? And I interacted with people, like people. They look like us, but slightly different. Like their skin tones were a little different. Like just you could tell things were off. Hair colors were strange. I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I wonder what drugs I was on, man.
Well, I would really like to get somebody on who's had a near-death experience. There's one person in particular that I would love to talk to. They haven't responded, though.
I didn't actually die. I should have.
Well, this person says that they went to a place where, they stayed around their body for a little bit and then went to a place where they they met entities. It sounded very similar to a DMT trip. Honestly, they met entities. The entities were like laughing at him because they're like, "You don't remember us," and they were like joking amongst each other, like he doesn't remember us at all. And there was like one entity that was obviously like the leader of these other entities, and he's like, "So do I need to like? Do we need to play the greatest hits? Am I being judged? Like, what's going on?" And yeah, they were just joking with him until he wasn't there anymore, until he came back.
That's nuts.
I realized that the comments are only showing up from Facebook tonight.
I did too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the feed, we can see them, but they can't see what we can see.
Yeah, on the screen, I'm only seeing Facebook.
It wasn't like that for me until you turned them off and back on again. I could see everything.
The reason she turned them off and back on was because of that, I think, because I was sitting looking at the same thing.
Hear my words. I could see them. Landa just said she saw them until they came back up.
I apologize.
I didn't either. I was getting ready to do the same thing, and she got. I was literally moving my mouse up to it.
Now they're there. Now I see them.
But
I don't see all of them because I don't see Kick at all.
No.
And I only see the last one that Landa put up. But then when we brought it back up, that may be when it started showing hers.
Dara was coming from Rumble.
Yeah.
But I want to. But before Steven hops on, let's go ahead and move to Tully's pictures. I think I've discovered the thing with the deer, though.
Okay.
Well, I can tell you the logical explanation if you want to hear it.
You live close to the Ohio River.
Well, no, it's pretty common for deer to have abscesses.
Yeah.
This is a picture of a deer that I took, but you need more context in this about all the weird stuff that goes on where this deer is. So the chronology of this is that I see an orb. The next morning, the pond has broke. The pond is drained. And then 2 weeks later, I see this deer back there.
Oh, I got the pictures backwards. I wish I still had the pond drain. And this was strange. I've got everything on the hard drive. I don't know. Let me see if I've got this saved. Go ahead, talk about it.
So I saw this at 2 a.m. About 2 a.m. I was letting the dogs out last time of the evening, and I look up and I see this thing. I thought it was the moon at first, because it was putting off a glow, and then I'm like, that's too small, and it wasn't moving like a plane. And I got my camera out because it was like getting closer, or it felt like it was getting closer, but then it started moving across the tree line like this. Mm-hmm. But it was bigger in the sky than the North Star and smaller than the moon, and had no flashing lights to indicate a regular aircraft. Very strange. And I said, come on back into the house, because I don't have time to deal with this. It's 2:00 in the morning. So after I took the video, I went in and went to bed and slept like a baby. And there was a point after this where I heard a voice around the same time outside call one of our dogs' names. And the voice sounded like my wife's, coming from the woods. Probably in between this picture and the deer picture is when that happened. But the day after this video of the orb, got up the next morning, and the pond that's behind our house, the dam didn't break, the drain broke, and so there was like a split in the concrete in the drain, and the whole pond drained out, minus up enough to keep most of the fish alive. A lot of the fish probably washed out.
Where did they go? There's not a creek around there.
There's a the way they have the overflow set up for the pond, it runs down a mountain into a creek. So hopefully the fish lived.
Little fishies.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So when you started talking about, you've talked about hearing your wife's voice out of the woods. That reminds me of From.
Yeah, it's kind of similar.
Yeah, that's what that makes me think of.
Oops. I accidentally showed Tully's Christmas gift. I'm getting him. But this thing looks like it's got a hooter in right there, like a big old chew. I mean, that's probably, it looks like abscess, but everything compared is strange because I don't have the picture from far away.
Well, it was a whole video. The video was too big for me to upload or email to myself, is what I'm trying to say.
I used to have the picture from where you can see the fence line and everything. I don't have it anymore. That sucks. I bet it's on my hard drive. Yeah. Huh.
Okay. I just wanted to check and see if comments were coming through or not. They are. Can you see that comment that I put?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I see that one.
This right here was one of the more intriguing things I've ever seen, as far as this, because I know I've seen the original, and even on the original, you can zoom up and see it exactly like this. We'll renew. But
yeah, it almost looked like a zoomed in. It looked like when you lick one of them big jawbreakers to where it's all different colors.
Yeah.
What sucks is where I don't have the original, you can't get the perspective of this. This was a dot in the sky that looked a little too close.
Yeah. And when you zoomed in on it, it looked like this.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I sure enough don't have it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I before the show I was trying to email it to you and it kept saying that the file was too large to send. The only way I would know how to do it is
you could have uploaded it to Drive.
Yeah.
For future reference.
It's all good. You guys get the idea.
Yeah.
So do you guys want to cut and wait till Steven pops on, or do you just want to keep on rolling?
Let's take a little break.
Let's take us a little break. We're going to take a little break.
Because I was coming in hot. So I've been kind of all over the place. But
Go get you something to drink, get you something to smoke, whatever your vice is, and come on back here in about 9 minutes at the top of the hour, when we will be talking Stephen Hill.
Yep. Let me throw the
Wait, there's more! Bees are dying, and our survival depends on them. That's why 4RB's created the Pure Wave Cell, a breakthrough quantum device proven to help hives thrive, doubling colonies and boosting honey production naturally. Every jar of our Pure Wave honey fuels this mission, supporting beekeepers worldwide. Visit 4RBs.com. That's the number 4RBs.com, and use code WITF for 20% off. Save the bees! Save us all!
And we're back.
Hey.
Hey, what's up, Steven? Oh, everybody needs to come off mute.
Yeah, I'm off. Welcome to Strange Frequencies as we discuss Stephen Hill.
What's up, Alan?
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan.
Welcome to the Steven Show.
The Steven Show. Yeah.
That's right.
You're gonna be interesting.
You know, that's a hashtag that's trending on Twitter right now is Steven in all caps, by the way.
Hey.
Is it for real?
Yeah, it's a good knot for it.
Oh, wow.
I love it. You know, I get tickled on hashtags because, like I said, you know, I mean, we know what we do to, you know, and back a while ago, I was working doing social media for a nonprofit that did disaster relief, and part of their name was Rise. So I started using this hashtag Rise something, and then at like 10:30 one night, I get a text. Oh my God. I just went and checked this trending hashtag that you're using, and it is gay sex. So, all the social media stuff, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Well, Steven does mean crown. So,
Yeah, it's just Steven in all caps. And, you know, we use goofy hashtags. Like I use hashtags that don't have anything to do with it because, you know, maybe somebody who likes pottery might also like hearing about weird stuff.
100% somebody that likes pottery is going to listen to this.
You never know. Like, you just never know.
We're trying to get our message out to the
do
masses.
something for him.
Well, especially like one of them. Here's a good example. One of the trending things tonight is Jim Carrey. And the reason he's trending is because people don't think it's Jim Carrey anymore. They think that he's been replaced. And
yeah.
Because you remember how like anti-Hollywood he was for a few years there?
Oh, yeah.
And he came out today and was like, this is my blah, blah, blah. This is great. And people were like, the eyes don't match up. The ears don't match up. Kind of like,
Have you seen the Maxwell pictures recently?
No.
Yeah, the person sitting in jail and she don't look that much alike.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But also, you're not supposed to be looking at that stuff because we're taking a break from it.
Well, we were talking about something in the lab. So
We're supposed to be taking a sanity vacation.
yes, we are.
Yeah.
So sometimes people get replaced.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, Stephen, how long have you been into the craziness that we call our lives?
Quite a while. As odd as what it may sound, I don't know. It seems like I was geared up for this stuff from the time I was a small child, just to be honest about it. I don't.
Is there like a moment
There's no
that
other
you
way to
remember?
explain. Is there a moment?
Yeah, was there like a moment that you remember, like all of this starting?
Whew, man, I was I don't know. It probably would have been in the late 90s, probably for me. definitely by the time 9/11 happened, I was definitely on board with it. I didn't have a whole lot of access to a lot of stuff. No internet or anything like that at the time. I was just listening to radio, but so I would find the things I'd listen to. I listened to, of course, preaching, and I'd listen to talk radio just in general. I remember the day that 9/11 happened. I mean, NPR, they kept running things that day talking about 9/11. And then you hear a little bit more is that this might have been an inside job or something along those lines. And you hear, I remember I remember the day that Oklahoma City bombing took place.
Okay.
So I mean, that's one that sticks out in my mind. And I remember a lot of other incidents like the Achille Laurel. That was an attack on the people who were on a cruise ship. One of the men who was off during that was actually in a wheelchair. What threat would that man be to anybody? So
I'm going to take us on a tangent for a second, but it's funny you bring up all this because this week there was somebody that said, as far as the Iranian talks go, there was somebody that said that we won't make the first move. We'll let Israel make the first move so that when they retaliate, they'll retaliate against us, and they'll have the heart of the people on the side of the war. And I just don't think I think the general public, like even your NPCs, are kind of over it, like over the whole warmonger saga.
Yeah,
right.
There are way too many more important things that are affecting us directly.
Yeah, we've got we have a lot of problems that are going on right now, in my opinion. That
more important
than us sticking our nose into more Middle East business.
That'll be.
I mean, just to be honest, I'm not trying to be harsh toward anyone on that right there. But I mean, we have a lot of problems here that we should be addressing. A lot of problems. America has always, if you look at any administration in the past, I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat, look at all the places we've sent soldiers to. It's like somehow we became the only adult in the room for this entire world. In some cases, it's like we've got to stick up for these people, or we've got to stop these people from doing this. I mean, we've been everywhere.
Yeah. Well, and what's crazy is, we get into the points like right now where, people are fed up with sending money to other places when, we're being gouged on taxes here. And the minute we stop, it's not even like we've stopped. We haven't stopped.
No.
But even what we have stopped, there's European countries right now that are being like, we just can't rely on the U.S. anymore. And and if it were me sitting in that seat and somebody said that and I was still giving them money, I'd be like, you know what, dude, you're absolutely right. Like you're cut off. The whole of Europe is cut off. And good luck. And we're pulling out of all these other places, and we need to figure our own stuff out. We need to figure out what's going on with these files, have public sessions. We got to figure out everything. Why are we talking about aliens? We need to figure that out too, and figure out who released the Bohemian Grove leak, and figure that out too, and deconstruct all of these agencies one by one. And I'm not even saying to rebuild them. I don't know that we need it. Like all it's done is hurt us. Like that's all it's done.
Yeah.
It may be good for killing people, but it ain't good for us.
No.
Well, and that's my thing too. Like I said, not only we send money to other countries that give their people free health care, free college, free pensions, and we don't have that here.
No.
So why are we giving it to other countries that have this?
You're absolutely
That's
correct.
insane.
I'm asking myself the same question.
Right. And I'm right there with you, because I had somebody actually comment the other day about, oh, well, you know, this didn't bother you when it was okay. First off, don't tell me what didn't bother me, because my personal opinion is let's build a gallows on the White House lawn and start from the top and go down. If you are on that list and you have a reasonable, I mean, if you,
it needs to be a jury of peers, a jury of peers that determine whether you're like what your guilt is.
Yes. And then if you're guilty, let's start hanging them, because maybe if you start from the higher ups and work down, the next group will think about it.
And it needs to be, I've thought about this a little bit more. It needs to be not only peers, but I don't think they all need to be American. There needs to be like one representative from each country.
I can get behind that.
And that way you've got no ability to purchase them or lobby them with money.
It cannot be anybody with money either on your peers. Right. It should be us.
Right.
Us kind of people. Because we don't benefit from it either way. But
we need a representative from North Korea too.
There you go.
All right.
Okay.
Have to send Dennis Rodman over there to get someone.
Yeah, actually, Dennis Rodman could be on it too.
Yeah, he's just crazy enough that he might actually stand up and say, you know, all of these people should go away permanently.
He's good friends with the over there.
Kim,
you know, Kim Jong Young, he just got reelected with 100% of the votes. So.
I couldn't believe that he won the presidency.
Really?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Him and Putin, I mean, they're like the best, candidates. Everybody loves them. Okay, so Stephen, tell us about Bigfoot.
Well, I'm like, I want to start sharing. I want to start sharing the pictures that you sent. I'm going to send them. I'm going to share them in order.
Oh, there needs to be an asterisk. Stephen, I went back through my email and I got every picture that you've sent me. So what he pulled up may not be what you sent me last night. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Well,
I just added it. Yeah,
so you're going to get surprised with the rest of us.
Hey, that'll be fine. I'll
you might have to remember what some of them are.
Ronnie.
Hey, Ronnie.
So
what up, Ronnie?
The first one.
The first one. Hold on 1 second. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Stephen.
Exactly. So the first one I'm going to pull up, I had to do a double take and go in the bathroom and look in the mirror and make sure this wasn't my nipple. But I think I know what this is. Can you give us a little backstory on what this is?
Yes, that is a LiDAR picture of an area that's trying to remember how many miles that actually is from the diamond mine in Murfreesboro. This would be in between Murfreesboro and D-Light. And the line going right through the middle of it, I believe, is actually a barbed wire fence. So just to give you an idea of going, I think that's going to be the barbed wire fence that somehow showed up. But that right there, that's interesting. The guy that I know, he shared it with me and told me where it was at. And I walked up there. I wanted to look at it. I wanted to see it in person, so I did. And I found seashells up there on the very top of it. So,
which is unusual for your part of the country, right?
We find seashells in different places around here. Mostly we find them in limestone areas where there's a lot of limestone.
That makes sense.
And this right here, it really kind of surprised me to find seashells up here. Where I'm at, I'm not sure how many hours it is just to drive just to get to New Orleans. It's a long drive to go to Biloxi or anything like that. We've got to travel 8 to 10 hours or something like that. But to find seashells here, that would have been I don't know. It didn't help me solve the mystery. You know, I'm not sure if this was a earthwork from people who lived here once upon a time, long time ago. Or
it definitely doesn't look natural. The way it's stepped,
no,
I don't think it looks natural.
It reminds me a lot of some of the mounds, because we have a lot of burial mounds here. Mm-hmm. It kind of reminds me a little bit of those.
Yeah.
For the people that's listening,
there are mounds in that area.
Mm-hmm.
For the people that's listening, we're looking at a formation out in the woods. If you were able to see this like on a satellite cam or something, it's covered in trees, right?
Yeah, it's covered in trees and grass and all that. You know, there is some limestone in that area because there's cedar trees growing on it, and cedar trees, for whatever reason, they seem to grow pretty well in limestone. But this right here, to look at this on the ground, you can't tell everything about it. I mean, you can kind of make out some of the terrace type features on it, but I mean, it's not nearly as plain as what a LiDAR picture is. So it's kind of like some of that stuff, you know, in I don't know, some of the temples and stuff like that were completely covered up with vegetation. It wasn't until they started taking LiDAR pictures of it that they actually discovered some of those old cities that used to exist that no longer do. So, I don't know if this would have been a meteor that crashed here or if it would have been an earthwork. You know, I don't know enough about it to know either way, but to me, it's very, very interesting.
Is it elevated or is it indented?
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's not. It's really not that tall. I would say. Trying to think. 100 feet higher than some of the rest of the ground around it, or so. I mean, if that's an earthwork, it's a huge one. But I wouldn't put it past them because I know of some other mounds and stuff like that are really, really big in that area that I can't take you to them, but I know about them.
Well, the big thing about it is people seem to forget that in America, there are a lot of ancient pyramids. This isn't America, but this is a confirmed pyramid right here. And if you shot this overhead and you did the LiDAR, how much like this would that look? You know what I mean? It would probably look pretty similar because you can obviously see it. Yeah. I think that's a pyramid.
Yeah. And some of the earthworks that have been found in Georgia. Yeah, it could be. It very well could be. Some of the earthworks that are in Georgia had terraces on them. And, those had connections, I think, to the Maya?
Hadley, what did I make that video about that Hadley told us about? There was a structure in Mississippi or Alabama where it's one of the oldest places on Earth.
The Emerald Mound, maybe?
No.
Poverty Point, Louisiana.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where her family's from.
The Poverty Point reminds me of what we were just looking at. It's stepped lattice earthworks, and there's evidence of tools and everything else in the area. Because even though this topography looks like it could become to a point like a hill, Cecil, it could also be stepped down.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like the step down, like the ancient, like the Mayan pyramids and stuff like that. Not like the ancient one.
Look up, pull a picture of Poverty Point, Louisiana.
Yeah,
because I think I don't know. Like I feel like it's evidence of maybe like a civilization that used to live in America.
Yes. Yeah. Well, see, it's some of the reason why I wouldn't be afraid to say that this, who knows, this could have been an early Mayan connection or whoever they might have descended from. you know, some of the blue clay that they used down in Mexico, some of it actually came from Georgia. So they had a presence here in what we call the United States of America, no doubt.
Yeah.
Is this what you're all talking about?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It looks very similar.
Yeah, that's Poverty Point right there. And Poverty Point's big.
Yep.
And they're like, what they found at Poverty Point, it could be one of the oldest native indigenous civilizational sites in the world.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that these dark greens are like the downward slope.
Yeah.
That's very particular.
That's what that puts me in the mind of.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah, I just want to say again, though, I mean, it does. You're not truly going to pick up on this looking like that whenever you walk across it right now.
I don't think any of it does, though, until they really the Serpent Mounds were just in the middle of the woods until they uncovered and presented the Serpent Mounds to the world. All those cities in South America were just buried in weeds and vines and woods until they weren't anymore.
Yeah, it just look like hills. It just look like hills, and the Serpent Mound probably just look like a bunch of rocks, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I'm gonna go to the Serpent Mound this year because there's I was watching The Mystery of Blind Frog Ranch. Hopefully I don't get flogged by my wife.
I was thinking that.
And they went to the Serpent Mounds, and this dude gets up. So there's like a pool, almost like a cove next to the Serpent Mounds where the natives used to canoe to. And there's even some things close to that. Like the dude gets up on this big mound next to the riverbank. I think there could be more mounds in the area other than just the serpent. Like I was seeing stuff that was curious.
Yes. Yeah. I'm afraid what happened, some of the stuff that I've listened to from Ohio or about Ohio is that a lot of that stuff was actually taken down to turn into farmland.
Oh, yeah.
They also, so along the Ohio River, actually really close to where the indigenous talked about seeing the frogman. And speaking of which, I was talking to Caitlin about this a little bit last night. And we may have talked about this. Anybody that lives around Kentucky, Ohio area, or if you're ever in the area and you notice how big the Ohio River looks, the reason it looks like that is because it's dammed in about 7 different places so that it never goes down. But before that, the water used to get so low during drought periods that you could walk from Kentucky to Cincinnati through the river and not get your boots wet. And whenever the water would get that low is when the indigenous people would see the frogman, because I guess it would expose the holes. And they had another word for it. But very close to that in New Richmond, Ohio, there's also mounds that aren't the Serpent Mounds. So there's something about that area in the Midwest where that was a thing, like the mounding habits.
Yeah. You know, so that was, and I think they refer to most of that as the Mississippian culture or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. So the mound builders.
Yeah, Ellen, there's an update on that. So his name's Chad Ollinger, and he was about to get out of prison in like 12 days. They threw him in prison for something weird, though. It was like some kind of infraction, I think. But 12 days before he's supposed to get released, he allegedly ended the life of his cellmate. And you know how hard it is for someone to be deemed clinically insane?
Mm-hmm.
They have deemed him not fit to stand trial. Like he's in a mental institution currently. Mm-hmm. And it just goes back. If you look at one of the last seasons, there was a Native American lady that comes and like advises them. And it's like, this stuff drives people crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, my dog's real playful. but
that's the way she described. I don't remember exactly the words how she said it, but I mean, it was basically saying that there was a curse on what was there. So
I'm going to pull something up real quick just for reference.
Mm-hmm.
So when people think mounds, they think huge, but this is a burial mound in Mississippi. Let me see if I can get it to be bigger. And if you look at it, this is shot directly from the road. They're not always these tall, huge structures.
No.
That's why so many of them go unnoticed by people, is because, they don't see, from a distance what they look like. It was, from things that they found. And then, like say, they come in with LiDAR and stuff like that and actually find where people have actually been here and that there were civilizations and stuff.
Yes, I'm glad you showed that, because when we was driving around Mississippi, we seen things like that, and that's exactly what I told Mandy they were.
Yep.
And I was kind of like half like confident and half not confident.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, and you've got some that are huge. I mean, because this is Mount Helena, and the house has been built on it since the early 1800s. They just thought it was a cool looking hill back then. But,
that's why you didn't stop to see your good friend Morgana. You were too busy looking at the fields.
Yep.
Right.
Does anybody have any proof of a ghost? Like anybody?
Yeah, I would have to pull up. I could pull up that old episode of Folk and Weird.
No, I'm joking.
Maybe I should.
But let's go ahead and talk about this next one. I think I got a different angle of this one too.
You may have this right here.
Is this the same situation or a different one?
No, that's one that was found a few years later.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about this one.
Yeah. So that right there is with the picture of the dog man, which hey Shep.
What's up, Shelby?
Jay, Stevie, Hunter. With this right here, this the picture of the dog man, that was actually from February 26th, I believe was the date. And that was trying to remember what year, 2021 maybe. This trackway, this right here is part of the trackway that I took a picture of, and I don't know why I can't find the trackway where you can see several of these tracks. But the thing that's missing is another foot to go along beside it. I've after this right here, just to make an attempt to debunk this right here, it's this thing was these Dogman tracks, they're about 4.5. The two trackways I found, they're about 4.5 inches wide. And the spacing in between the footprints is around 30 inches, 30, sometimes a little bit longer. And this one right here was lined up tightrope fashion. And the first one that I found, it was slightly offset, but I mean, it was same trackway, And I think the difference between the two was in the first one, I think it was actually walking, whereas I think this one, it might have actually been running, is what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that makes sense.
And I believe that's what the difference was between the two Dogman trackways that I have found. So it's just, there's more and more people coming forward with stuff about Dogman, and I even sent y'all a picture from the snow we had. But I mean, look how sharp those. You can see how sharp the nails are on that. That right there is to do business with.
Well,
I guarantee you.
I think if you can see nails in the print, that's indicative of a canine, Rod.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. If you can see the nails in the print, and those aren't bear tracks. I mean, a bear track, the back foot's a little bit different from the front foot. On a bear track, the big toe's actually on the outside. But that front foot on the bear, I mean, it's wide and it's flat. So and sometimes a bear will do a double step, which, there have been a lot of people try to debunk Bigfoot prints with saying, well, it was just a double step from a bear. Somewhere I have photos of bear tracks that I've actually went and took myself after a bear. After seeing a bear, I went and took pictures of the bear tracks. And the bear that I saw, I mean, it wasn't just a huge bear. I mean, it was 300 pounds probably. I mean, it's a decent sized bear, but it had been eating good on berries and stuff like that. So it's already had some fat on it. So.
Well, the thing with a bear track too is the padding is completely different. Like here, I'll pull up a bear track there.
Yeah.
See, this is how bear tracks typically look. They got that wide pad or a wide front pad and things like that. And they walk kind of like a ballerina, kind of like Tully does on the tiptoes. And right here, it's good for your calf muscles. I ain't knocking it.
You have the biggest calf muscles of anybody I know.
Because he tiptoed during his formative.
Because I tiptoe. But you can see right here, like, just check this out. That whole image right there. Look how wide that is, right? And then you take into consideration this. You it's canine because of the way that the padding is laid out. It's not laid out.
Yep.
Right. And I don't care if it's a coyote. And coyotes will get really close to doing a double step. Most of the time, there'll be just a slight gap between the front foot and the back foot. And sometimes a dog will even step in there with the back foot. They'll actually step in the back of the front track that they leave, But I mean, still, you can see that clearly enough because of the mud that it was in. That it's not a double step. This thing was upright, is my argument on it. And the fact that I've got a picture of one that is upright, I think this is just more evidence to say, this really does exist. So, but yeah, I remember at the time whenever I found that first Dogman trackway, I really didn't want to make too much out of it because I didn't want to scare my partner off. I didn't want him to get spooked up over a dog man being out there in our Bigfoot area. And but whenever we saw it, I mean, he just took it and went with it, But after I found that first trackway, we kind of talked a little more about it. And he's kind of like, that's the reason why he bought a bigger gun.
I would too. I want to kind of drift right into this next one because since I've seen this one in the email that Tully sent me, I've been excited about talking about this one. There's two images of it. This one right here. And I don't know if people can see this, but this one has it a little bit more clear. But this one has it extremely clear. So what is the circumstances behind this one?
That's actually not my photo. I want to be clear on that, and I don't remember who to give credit to.
I got you. I think it may have just been you that sent it to me, Stephen.
Yeah, that's what it was. A friend of mine named Mary from Texas. She's the one that actually shared it with me, but it was from somebody she knew, I think, from South Carolina. But if you look at that silhouette of what we're looking at there, what does it look like to you? What's the classic shape that you've seen on t-shirts and stuff?
Right.
Totally. Reaper.
No, it looks like, hear me out. We talked to Martin a long time ago. from Unexplained Scotland, and he was telling a story about a Yeti ghost.
Yeah.
Now this could be cloaking, or to me, this could be the spirit of a Yeti.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, I've got friends who will tell you, yes, they can cloak. The older ones, they know how to bend light and do some really, really unusual things that we can't do.
Yeah, it looks like Predator.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, it looks like a cool cloak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that right there, I think that one, I believe my memory serves me correct. I think that picture is actually from South Carolina. But now another friend, Duke, he's got a picture of one. It's a crazy picture. Man, I may have to look for it and see if I can find it, and I'll send it to you. Yeah, yeah, the Crudes. yeah, the dad from Crudes. Yeah, that's what I would. Or dinosaurs may actually be a different show than what I'm thinking of, but yeah, the size of the dad and the Crudes. You know, that's kind of what that looks like. It's, but yeah, there are other pictures.
I was looking through.
Is this one you took, or
that is Ron Moorhead's picture?
Okay.
That's a 20. The Sierra Sounds, for anyone who is familiar with the Sierra Sounds, it's recordings that Ron Moorhead and I forget the other guy's name right now, but where they recorded those in California. Ron took that picture and he didn't show anybody for years, that picture, because he didn't think anybody would believe him, because it's 25 inches long. And they had to ride in on horseback to get to the spot where they were camping.
And again, I just trauma dumped from Steven's emails. So
yeah, and I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, he got this picture.
Just in case. I mean, it's still cool.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Now,
I was looking
for. I do know you. I'm pretty sure you took this one because I remember you sending this. This one right here.
Yes, that was from my sister's back porch. Her and her husband, they live. They live close to Albert Pike. I don't know if anyone is. And I don't remember the location in South Carolina, Alan. I'm sorry about that. But they live close to Albert Pike. Anybody can look that up, and you can see it's part of the Ouachita Mountains. And that's what their singing is from the back of their house. Is you can see some of the mountains. And in that, you know, it's looking at it, I thought, is that some kind of a cave or opening or something like that? You know, because it's just really neat to me the way that it is.
Yeah, it looks like a old cave. Like, you remember them cartoons with the cavemen and they lived in little caves? That's what it looks like right there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And in that one, I don't know if anybody else can see anything in it or not, but I don't know.
I always have, and I don't know if it's a trick of the eyes or what, but right here, do you see this? I'll show you exactly where it is on the picture. Let me get a full view of the picture here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I wish that wasn't so far away, because I took the picture with my phone.
Well, the thing about it is it being so far away, and this being obviously it has to be a pretty big cave. I would imagine that's at least, what do you think, Totally? Looking at the trees around it, probably 20, 30 feet entrance.
Yeah.
Look at this thing right here. What is that? What is
I don't
that?
know. I've got it pulled. I've got that same picture pulled up right now, and I'm looking at it. And to be honest with you, I hadn't even noticed that before.
Yeah, I don't think that's where Stephen. I don't think that's where Stephen zooms into. We zoomed in on this before.
Yeah.
What I zoomed in on was right to the left of that. But yeah, that right there. Yeah, even though it's my picture, I'm seeing that for the first time.
Yeah. What the heck is that? Like when you first sent that to me, that's what I like. When we first zoomed in on this, if you remember, I wasn't finding what you guys were talking about because I kept going here. I'm like, well, what's this? Like this whole little thing right here, this whole circumstance. What the heck is that? Oh, that's too big.
Actually, that perfectly shaped it, though. When you started doing that, you could see the shape clearly.
Like, this looks like something that is crouched over right here,
or like climbing up on that boulder.
Yeah. Wow.
I know people say things play tricks with your eyes and stuff, but I've seen the woods enough in my life to where things enhance like that aren't just everywhere. What is that?
Right.
Schmeagle. That is Schmeagle.
It does look like Smeagol, like when he climbs up on the boulder.
Yeah.
Because this is clearly defined. Look at this.
Yeah, I see that now. That
looks, honestly, take that off. Take that back off.
Look, it's clearly defined as an arm. Right here's a leg. Like, what is that?
Take it back off for a second.
All right.
Look at the eyes. It almost looks like a gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's got like big old black eyes, like a gray alien or something.
Well, the way it's sitting, look at this. That's its legs right there. It's sitting in like predator stance, like a 3-point stance.
Where's our kick moderator at? Kick him out of the chat. Where's Kinder at? I made you a moderator for nothing. Kick these people out of the chat.
Look at this though. I mean, is that not the wildest thing? Like right here's its legs, like it's crouched, like it's getting ready to pounce, but it might be climbing. And this is it propping itself up on its arm, and this is it grabbing its front right there.
Yeah.
What's up,
So,
homie?
I'm curious, Stephen, what originally did we look at?
Where is it at? Tell me where I'm at.
To me, right. See that rock right there? You got the cursor on. Just go up a little bit and to the right.
I wish, Ronnie.
Go to the right a little bit more. Right there.
That'd make things a lot easier.
That's what we looked at originally.
Oh yeah, I remember that too. That's creepy too. See, let's see, enhance. See, this is strange too.
Yeah.
Because you can see a darker figure right here. But I don't know, man. I think there's probably a couple things in there. But that one thing caught my eye so quick. Like when I first saw it, I was like, what the heck is that? And I've always been wondering that this whole time. And when we was first looking at it, I kept zooming in on the wrong spot and totally ended up having to pull it up, I think. Because I was like, what's this?
Yeah.
But yeah. And it's right in the center too. Like it's right there.
Ozark Howler. There you go.
Yeah. Who knows? That could be.
Ozark Howler.
Oh, man.
Let's take a look at it. Yeah. This part right here definitely could be because of the antlers. So this might just be a little breeding ground. And has anybody ever went inside this cave?
If they have, I don't know of anyone who has.
You haven't?
No.
We know crazy stuff. Like if it connects to the rock cave, it could be missing 411 territory.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I will say this. I remember when I was talking to Kumbo before, before we actually had him on the show, and I'm talking to him on the phone, and I told Kumbo where this area was at. He's like, hold on a minute. And I believe that it was in the late 90s that Kumbo was in that area, and the road that he drove in on, I think it's closed off now. But he's like, yeah, I had. He told me he'd done calls there and he got some responses, but they never would come in real close to him. So, I mean, it's that's that area there. I know Kumbo. I know a couple other people who've had some encounters there. I remember one time I was working south of there. I'm not sure how many miles it'd be. Somewhere between 3 and 5 miles, pretty much just straight south of there. And I was asleep in my truck one morning, and I'd blocked the road to keep my coworkers from driving in around me and going to work without me. They were going to have to wake me up to go to work. And I remember something shook the truck and woke me up. And I was thinking it was them. And whenever I got out and walked around to the back of the truck, to my surprise, they were not there. So something shook the truck and woke me up. But yeah, I had not noticed that in that photo. That I recall. That's
like after you see it, like
then you don't unsee it.
Yeah, and if you scan everything around it to try to like disprove it, because I've looked at this in depth, I was like, that has to be like twigs or something. If you look everywhere around it, like. It's huge. First off, this is probably 8 or 9 feet tall, whatever this is, and it's crouched like it's in like it looks like a frog getting ready to take off to me.
Yes,
and it's chilling, perched on whatever this is. I guess this is a rock. It has to be. There's nothing that could be that compares to the wildlife around it that would be wildlife.
I wish you could get another picture of this area while the leaves are off the trees, Stephen. Right now,
yeah. The last time I was going to take a comparison picture of this, the last time I was there, and the fog was so thick I couldn't even see the mountains. So that was my problem the last time that I was there.
If this isn't a creature, what is it? Like, what is that?
Pareidolia, if it's not a creature.
Yeah. Like you can see the boobs, you can see the chest, the pectorals. Like it's defined as. I can't help but see it as defined. Tell us what you think in the comments if you're watching it.
Do you think it could bench press 250?
At least.
Probably. Yeah.
At least. And up here on the right hand side too. I mean, this right here looks insane. This is the howler. That's what it looks like to me. Right there. Just see a snout right there.
Okay, now I've got to go look at the Arkansas howler. Or Ozark howler.
Yeah. And it's right there. They're both right there next to each other. It's insane.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. It's a watcher. It very well could be a watcher.
That's what it is.
Yeah. It's with some of the pictures that people have shared with me before, you will be just really, really surprised how with cryptids, you wouldn't necessarily think that they would be running together, but you can catch different things in the same photo.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, whether it makes sense or not, or whether anybody wants to believe that or not, it's true.
Even outside of the cryptid community, though, you can see it in nature. Where you see wolves, you tend to see crows.
Yes.
And that I mean, so like I said, there are many examples of animals working together.
And I'm going to rip this off the internet just so people can compare.
Welcome in, Nick.
It was a
hey, Nick.
But right here's the Ozark howler, like an artist rendition of it. And right here's this. I mean, I just can't get past that. I can't get past that because The more you go in, the crazier, the less likely it looks. The more you go out, the more you're like, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Like, what is that? It could be one of those Methosauruses from over in Clay County.
You should have took some pictures.
See, there you go. Zebras and ostriches hang out together. Badgers and coyotes. Plovers and crocodiles. I mean, so like I said, there are all kinds of animals that hang out together. So why would the cryptids? Because, like I said, you know, that one of the examples with zebras and ostriches. Zebras can hear and see well. Ostriches smell. So, you know, I mean, it makes sense that, hey, we're all trying to make sure these damn crazy humans don't see us. So let's work together on that.
Things like this is why Stephen is low key the most interesting person I know. Like, he didn't even notice that, but it's there. Like, it's one of the most compelling things. I'm like, that looks like a real creature to me.
Yeah. And I wish I could find another photo that I have. It was from like, oh man, it's like from, what year was that?
That looks like what Tully keeps under his shorts.
Yeah. It's no, I've got a photo from 2017. It's in 2015, I quit doing calls because I had one answer me really, really close one morning about 4:30. It is one of those moments where I've been spooked up, you know, several times doing this, where I'll get my courage up, and then something, you know, somebody will throw a rock, it'll snap a tree limb. It sounds like a gun going off, or I mean, just different things. And that time, I remember it was in, I think, September of 2017. I decided to go ahead and do a call. Well, I didn't get an immediate response, but I did get a photo later that day. And it's a Bigfoot. It is actually up in a tree. But the other thing that was hanging around with it looks very much like what you picked out of that picture right there.
That's wild, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's crazy looking. I mean, it's got a different shaped head. It was built like that, but it was I mean, I don't know. It's just that's why I say sometimes this Bigfoot subject, you know, it's kind of like you're going down into a rabbit hole with things.
Yeah.
Because there's so much that we don't know, and I don't know how you obtain more information because from most people, all you get are glimpses. You get to see them for a few seconds, and then it's over.
Outside of going out and looking for it yourself, I don't think there is a lot of ways.
No, there's not. You know, it's I don't know. I guess that's the frustrating part. It'd be nice if you could actually observe them and see how the family unit works and all that, because you know, we've William, he cast the smallest print we've ever found before, which was like 3 3/4 inches long. So, and we think it could be like that up from the picture there hanging on the door. You know, we're 100% convinced that's a mother carrying a baby. We think she could have set one of them babies down, and that's where we got that track that's less than 4 inches long. So
whenever we first started, or whenever I first started, I guess, getting on TikTok, it was kind of the Wild West back in, I don't know, 2021 or something. Do you remember that video? I think we shared it with each other, where it was kind of like the picture behind you. And I think it actually reminded you of the picture behind you.
Yeah.
Where the Bigfoot was as tall as a hunting blind, like a hunting stand, like an elevated one.
Yes. Yeah.
That freaked me out because that was before AI, like before Chat GPT and stuff.
Yeah. Before it developed where it is now, you know, that's and the thing about it is, there are people who actually have photos of some that are probably in excess of 12 feet.
Yeah, it would have had to have been like 14 feet tall or something.
Yeah, Blaine Tyler, he lives in Canada, and Blaine's a real good guy, and he goes out all the time, and he's got some photos of some that are just, I don't know, it kind of blow your mind to think there's really something out there 12 feet or bigger. And yeah, there really are, because the farther north you go, the bigger everything gets in wildlife. Yes, Canada. Yeah, Blaine Tyler. You should look him up on YouTube. He's got a lot of interesting stuff. Blaine's a good guy.
I wanted to show this just because Mandy and I seen this on our travels, and I wanted to, if I can, yeah, here it is. How would you feel going to church and this being your stained glass window? We were in a little town that we never heard of before. We just go random all the time. And we pulled over for me to get pissed off because I didn't know where we was at or where he was going. I looked over, oh, look at that. But that's a little side journey. This one right here, is this one that you took? It is, right? You sent this to us.
Yeah, I think so. That's okay. I know where that one is. It's a friend of mine took that one on the Saline River. So that's actually an area where yeah, what is that? You see a coon track there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. Like most of the time, if you know there's any concern around it, this one has a coon that walked right on top of it.
Yeah. So yeah. What I've been told, coons are on the menu. So that right there, I was hoping. I'll say, I'm hoping that one's legitimate. The toes almost look too perfect to me, but
well, it's full of water too.
Yeah, it's full of water, so that changes things whenever it has water in it.
Scroll in on that again.
Mm-hmm.
You lose some of the quality.
Yeah.
I forget what they call, like, how like when you look at your hand, you got all the lines, like all the fine lines.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The most legitimate casts or the prints will have those lines that are also on the bottom of your feet. Because it's hard. It's way harder to fake that.
Yeah. It's somewhere around here. I have a cast of that one of the three-toed tracks.
Is that your boss, Nick?
No. It isn't. I know the person he's talking about.
And I haven't looked at it in a long time, but I remember looking at it early on and wondering if there was actually dermal ridges on the big toe on that three-toed cast that I have, because I mean it's pretty good, And I forget what it was. I think it's 7.5 inches wide, just three toes.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild.
I had a lawnmower accident.
So it's and some of the reports, from Falk early on, there were people reporting three-toed tracks. Yeah, and there were three-toed tracks down there, but there were also five-toed tracks that were found as well in the same area. So, and there could be different reasons for that as to why.
I have to turn the chat off for a sec, but I got the Boggy Creek, the OG Boggy Creek poster back here.
Yes. Yeah.
About the Falk monster.
Yeah. Yeah. But my daughter Sydney, she's talked about going Bigfooting with me some more since then, but I mean she was only 15 years old. I remember that this was in 2018. I had just met up with a longtime friend. I didn't know he was into Bigfoot, and we started going Bigfooting and stuff like that. And we first got together and started going out in October 2018, and So my daughter, she decided she's going to go hang out with me and go Bigfooting with me. And it was on, like I said, she started in October. And on December 23rd, 2018, she saw one up close and personal one night at Thornton's Wells. Massive, massive Bigfoot. And she told me several times. Huh?
Bowed out.
Yeah, she told me she stopped going with me, after that. And she told me, said, Dad, I want to wait a while before I go see another one,
Yeah.
I think we're around where we're at the top of the hour. I think it's time for the ones that are always on my computer. I keep 2 pictures continuously on my computer, even when I clean it out. And it's this one right here is one of them. Yeah. This is my favorite one, and we've talked about it so much. I know we can't go into too much detail about it, but for the whoever's one of the new listeners, look at this. This is a photo that Steven took, and to me, it changed the way I think about black-eyed kids, the cryptids, black-eyed kids. Because originally I was like, they're aliens, they come around and they abduct people. But this gives me an all-new sight that maybe, just maybe, they might be vegetation. Honestly, that's my thought now. So,
hey, I guarantee you, whatever it is, whatever it actually is, it gave me the creeps. It gave me it gave me chill bumps. I like I said before, I couldn't walk in any further. I didn't see it. I didn't see it when I took the photo. I didn't have anything in mind when I took the photo. But I just knew that I could not go any farther in there.
It's the clothes for me. Like
the clothes. Yeah. Like it's wearing a friggin' vest. Like a legit vest.
It almost looks like this is gonna sound terrible, but it almost looks like a prison uniform. You know how the old prison uniforms had the V cut like that?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Like, I don't know how else you would explain this horrible drawing.
There's hair too, though, that you're not addressing.
No, I'll say look, it looks like the Muffin Man.
I would categorize that haircut as like the Edgar.
Yeah.
He has an Edgar haircut.
Yeah, that's what
there is a badge.
Nick says it looks like a badge to me. At first, when I saw this, I was like, "Oh, he's wearing a little suit with a little napkin."
Well,
there.
Again, back to the old prisoner uniforms. They used to have patches with their prisoner number.
That's wild. That one's still one of the most intriguing ones I've ever seen of anything because it tied directly into one of my favorite folklores is the black-eyed kids. It always has been since
what do you
I heard
see behind it, Lando?
If you look to the left of it, zoom out a little bit. Look to the left of it, right there. You just went over it.
What is
drop
that?
Down? No, drop down. Right there, right up above your cursor.
Oh.
Like in that little spot.
Yeah, right there. I think.
Zoom in on that.
Yeah, right there.
Enhance. Oh, it's distorted too bad.
Was that
this right here?
I don't know. Was that what you were seeing, Landa?
This right here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. That could just be pareidolia there. I don't know.
But this right here is pareidolia. I don't.
Well, you went back and tried to recreate this and couldn't.
Yeah.
Right. I went back twice trying to recreate it. Okay, Lando's seeing something different. Okay.
How many are you on right now? No, let's take a look. Let's take a good look at it.
Oh, maybe I do see what she's seeing now. Kind of, what is it, directly above it? Behind it? Oh.
No. I don't know.
directly
behind it, leaning to the side.
Oh, okay.
I see what she's saying. I see what she's saying.
Yeah.
Zoom in.
Yeah.
Zoom in. Look above the hair.
Yeah.
I think she's saying move your cursor over to the left.
Oh, wow. Eesh.
Like up there, maybe right there, right in there or something.
If you do this, it kind of looks like a little creature flying around.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh. Ew.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That looks like a
pumpkin head.
It does look like a pumpkin head.
You know who it looks like? It looks like Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Oh, wow. I just got chills again because I'm the one that took the picture.
But this right here looks like a transition of a. So this right here is probably leaves. Let's be real. But this right here, this looks like something that is actually see-through.
Yeah. You know, once again, you know, this stuff right here, you know, it's unfortunately, you know, you've got people who, I don't know, it's they seem like gatekeepers to me.
That's true.
Anything that may seem supernatural is off limits. You know, it doesn't fit into the box. And for me, you know, that's I think we need to keep an open mind with things that we don't fully understand. You know, it's just like people blindfolded and touching an elephant for the first time. What if you got 5 different people on 5 different parts of the elephant? How are they all going to describe it?
Different.
You know, it's going to be different. If somebody feels a leg, that's going to feel different from the person who's touching the trunk or the tail. You know, so.
But, you know, it does fall into the same category of, you know, we've talked recently about conspiracy theories. By the end of the year, there won't be any left because they've all been proven. Just because you can't prove it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Right. It means it hasn't been discovered yet because it's probably a whole lot smarter than we are.
They're really, really good at what they do.
Yes.
You know, when they go through an area, I know people who are more boots on the ground, you know, true boots on the ground type of people. And the thing that they'll point out, you know, they won't take all of the food from an area because that would make it obvious that, hey, there's something here that came in and just raided everything. They'll take what they need and they move on. And that's really, really smart, you know, the way they travel and things like that.
Why is this so wet?
I agree, Nick. Me too.
So if we're ever in a team building situation, Nick, I'm totally going to be the one placing everybody on the elephant, buddy. You did it to yourself.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that, Landa, because like I said, you know, mines are kind of like umbrellas and parachutes. They work a lot better if they're open.
Yes, they do. Yeah,
you know, because like I said, there's so much. I mean, it's the same, you know, you believe in, you know, a higher power because it's in your heart and it's in your soul and there's something about it that has spoken to you. Same thing, you know, you don't necessarily see it, but you know it exists. The same thing, you know, with, like I said, how many new creatures are they discovering every year?
All the time.
Because exactly.
You know, so the next one is a picture of some lights Totally put. I'm hoping that you took these.
I did.
Now,
is my game camera actually took that photo.
Now these are something that would have made me run into the opposite direction, but because I would have thought it was the law. But what do you speculate this was, and what was the circumstance behind these?
We had game cameras out there's another photo I sent to you in the text there a while ago. You know, we had game cameras out. I had at that time we had a gifting stump, and what we were putting Snickers out. The mini Snickers is what we were putting out, and we had game cameras on them. And sometimes the game cameras would go off and take a picture. Sometimes they wouldn't. I mean, the game camera saga was interesting all in itself.
Well, that's the wrong picture.
Because, yeah, right there. All right. Do you see that dark object just left of center?
Yeah.
And that's not a stump.
What is that?
That dark object is squatted down at the stump, because on the stump I'd put Snickers. Sometimes I put jars of peanut butter out there, and I had rocks on top of that stump. And for me, I didn't know what formation to put the rocks in, so I thought I'll put the rocks in a formation that means something to me, and I would make the shape of a cross with rocks.
All right.
Well, the rocks would get moved around. And one of the most interesting ways that it got moved around was that it was the rocks that I had on the stump, they were made into two lines of rocks, and it was pointing north. It's pointing slightly north, northeast, and south, southwest is what the line was. I never did understand what it meant, but I was really interested in it. And this, I don't know if it's a beam of light or if it's grass that caused this light, the IR to shine back and create that, or if it was actually a beam of light. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's anyone's.
Did you see Nick? He thought that was
No, that dark object just left of center. That's what I firmly believe is a creature that squatted down at the gifting stump, messing with the rocks and stuff that I put out there for it, gathering that up.
It very well could be. That's pretty interesting. I like the orbs and things because that's usually associated with like any kind of paranormal sign. Morgana had a shit ton of them earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she did. Yeah,
we went over those at the first half of the first hour of the episode.
Yeah.
And I get, with everything that we've discussed, I've come to the conclusion that Bigfoot has to be some kind of paranormal entity in a way. Because it's not, I don't think it's of this realm anymore. Like I used to believe it's when I first heard Bigfoot, I was like, oh, it's just a big primate.
Yeah.
But the more the people we talk to that, are researchers into all this, and yourself and the things that you bring, it makes me really truly believe that this is probably a being of a different level than us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this. I know people who started out pretty much the same way I did. I mean, I was there at one time as well. Thinking, it's a flesh and blood creature, and we're going to get this thing figured out here in 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people who will tell you openly that I'm a lot more woo than I used to be.
And for those of you not familiar, Hadley Thorne is a writer that we're all friends with, and she actually has a set of books called The Tapestry of Worlds that actually
whoa. What? Kendrick, where have you been? Kinder, where have you been? Were you at a nudist colony a minute ago? Somebody was posting spam stuff and kicking. I was like, where's our mod at? Where's the mod? Sorry.
No, it's all right. But in her Tapestry of Worlds books, it actually delves so deeply into that and the cloaking and the supernatural part of the Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really, I mean, and it's kind of one of those things that if you've never thought of it that way and then read her books, it really opens up a whole new rabbit hole for you and everything. So definitely recommend.
So, I mean,
Totally eats manicotti all the time.
Hey, have you seen it?
I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
Manicotti? Oh, wow.
Manicotti looks amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
manicotti is it's good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
You remember that fancy ice cream in the 90s? Like the real fancy, like loaf ice cream?
No.
It looks like there were commercials for it. It was like, it's elegant or blah, blah, blah. It looks like the pasta version of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't remember that at all.
Oh man.
You know, I've seen people take these noodles and make something called shotgun shells with.
We do them all the time. There are variations, though, Tully. There are variations.
Okay.
Because some of them you can stuff them full of what we take is ground spicy sausage and ground beef. Fill them up, wrap them in bacon, let them sit overnight so that manicotti kind of softens a little bit. Throw them on the grill. We put some with cheese in them. We've got some with seafood we put in them. So shotgun shells are awesome.
That all sounds great.
Yeah.
I think I have a recipe in the shoot I can get to you.
Yes.
Thank you, yes, Ronnie.
Thank you, Ronnie. I'm not crazy.
As soon as I saw the name, I'm like, I do remember that. Because you don't cut remember that like a cake.
I'll pull it up now that he put the.
It's got too many syllables for me to be able to afford it. I feel like
no, but you would remember. Nobody could afford it.
Literally, you had to cut it with a knife, like a cake.
Nobody could afford it because it was the 90s and they didn't carry this at Save-A-Lot. So, as an adult, there was one day where somebody was like, they still make that, right? I was like 30 years old and I'm like, I grabbed my keys and I'm leaving at like 11 at night to go get this ice cream cake because I found out that they still sell it. And I'm like, tonight I'm going to be a fancy person. And lo and behold, it was like $4.
$4.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But they made it sound expensive, Landa. They made it sound elegant.
The only grocery store we had.
Thank you, Ronnie. Me and Ronnie had the same childhood.
Yeah.
I was growing up dreaming of this cake.
Exactly. I know you can make that, Nick.
I was dreaming of this cake, and as a 30-year-old man, I went out at like midnight to get this when I found out they still made it. And I cut it, and my German Shepherd at the time was like, "You gonna give me a little bit of that, man?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can be fancy too." So we were all being fancy, and I was like, it was better in the commercial than actually eating it. I think like it was the idea of this thing that it existed for 20 years.
Yep.
But my thing is like, we didn't have, like Tully said, we had Save-A-Lot and Winn-Dixie.
We had Piggly Wiggly. We didn't have
Winn-Dixie. Was too expensive though.
Winn-Dixie. I never went to Winn-Dixie until I was older, and it wasn't. And by the time I went, it was a week later. It was an IGA.
Yeah, we didn't have Kroger or anything like that.
No,
we didn't even have real Hot Pockets. It was Save-A-Lot's version of Hot Pockets.
We didn't have a Save-A-Lot growing up. We had the local people that owned the grocery store that kept Walmart from coming in until the old man died.
Yeah.
Was just about 10 years ago. We had Jitney Jungle and Piggly Wiggly.
Morgana, what was that grocery store that you could collect your stamps and get a discount on something?
That was it was Sunflower.
Mm.
Sunflower, that's what it was here.
Okay.
because the same old man that wouldn't let Walmart came in, he had Sunflower, and then he teamed up with IGA, and then finally he just used Hilton's because that was his name.
But totally, what was the name of
S&H green stamps.
That's it. S&H.
If I'm not badly mistaken, were they not called Pockets O' Meat?
Maybe something like that. Yeah.
I just had a flashback. I swear, I feel like
they only had ham and cheese most of the time, and sometimes they would have pepperoni.
Yeah, that was a jam.
That's the only one worth eating.
I'll tell you what was killer from Save a Lot though. They used to have frozen buffalo wings, and they were actually legit, like really good buffalo wings.
They had the school chicken nuggets on like you could get like the whole big box of them.
That was actually my very first job, Kinder, was a professional bagger at the International Grocers Association.
I went to one grocery store to try to get a job, and I walked in and said, "Hey, bro, I need a job." And they
yeah. Well, I mean, I was peers with felons, so it says something that you weren't able to get a job there.
Yeah.
Well, I walked in blazed.
Yes, I used to go see my mom. She didn't work until I was a teenager, and she worked part-time at IGA, and I'd go in after school and she'd put me bagging groceries. And to this day, I am the nitpickiest grocery bagger you will ever see, because my mom, don't you put that in there with that. Don't you put that in there with that.
That was back in the day when when I went for that job interview. I probably was walking in like this and throw it out like that as soon as I walked through the door.
Not only was I the fastest bagger, but later on I did a short tour of duty at Pizza Hut, and we used to have to glue the coupons to the front of the box. And me and this other dude, he called them the glue sticks from hell. And our boss came back there and was like screaming at us because he would do it so fast and just sling the box off of the hallway. and we would do like 500 boxes like that. The whole hallway would be to the ceiling with those boxes. But
yes, it's very hard to pack food for a person who has done it for a living. It is also hard and not to be a waiter to a person who's done it, because you're much more forgiving of things like time, but you are much more exacting when it comes to service.
That's true. That's true. Like, I was never a server, but I do have a respect for servers because of the public facing jobs that I've had in the past. Like, if somebody gets mad at a cashier or something, I'm like, come on, man. Like, that ain't the person to be mad at.
I do too, to an extent. This McDonald's,
stop, dude. Yeah, I knew you were going to start talking about it.
You can't, man. You can ask Mandy. I've gotten to an age now where I can put up with about anything. When it comes to that, I'm fine.
That's not true at all.
Yeah. But this fucking McDonald's down here. I'm sorry for dropping the F-bomb. Pisses me off so fucking bad. Yeah. Like, I have wrote complaints on this place. Like, I've never had done that with anybody else. Get the fuck out of here.
But no, that's how, like I said, if I am sitting there and I'm at a restaurant and it's taking an hour to get my food and I see it's busy, I'm not ever going to say, oh my God. But don't let my tea glass go empty if that place isn't full. You know, I expect you to do your job as it is, allowable. But like I said, the same thing, I'm a damn good tipper. But if you don't do your job, then I will whittle away at that tip because I've done it for a living. So like I said, I know both sides of it. Same thing, like I said, if I call somebody, with a customer service issue, I got yelled at for 2 years in tech support at Big Box Phone Company. And I'm a really good customer until I'm not.
But I went on my rant.
You know, I was looking at, I was trying to find that video where we saw the light anomaly on Falcon Weird.
Mhm.
And I think I might want to get out and film some stuff sometime.
That'd be fun.
Mhm.
It's getting ready to be summer again. Mandy's wanting to go back to Short Creek. I might go deeper in the cave.
If we keep doing, if we keep taking a vacation from the news, we could use the first half as like, let's just watch some spooky places or something.
Mhm.
I'm more of a douchebag when it comes to wanting a drink at a place. I do this number. I pick up my glass, I hold it up, and I tap the top. I'm like,
yeah, I'm kind of with you, Kinder. Like it, you know, I'm not a big eating out person in that way.
But I think that we should finish the episode on the creme de la creme. I know this is why Alan joined. This one, the dog man. We've talked about it 1,000 times. I think we should retire it. Retire this picture after today because we've used it so much. But I'm going to keep it as in my inventory because when I run into somebody and they're like, "Oh, that shit ain't real," I'm like, "Well, look at this."
You're right.
This one right here is obviously a dog man. What was the circumstances behind this one?
That was we had our cameras. We had several game cameras out, and we had the normal route we would do would just be a kind of a clockwise route, starting at the candy store, and yeah, there you go. That could have been. He could have been focused real. Could have been straining right there. I'm not gonna say it wasn't. Anyway, we normally made a clockwise rotation, checking the game cameras and stuff like that. And we were at the candy store, and we kind of found some other stuff with interest in it, and we just went the opposite direction. And we went down into a draw, and we were walking back up the hill whenever we spotted the dog man down there in the field. That's and on that day, you know, we had a 45-70 with us, and we set it on the ground so we could take pictures because what we were looking at.
I'm sorry. I need to stop looking at it for a minute.
But this one, I mean, shit. I mean, this one right here is one of the more defined ones I've ever seen, honestly. Like, because you can totally see the R's right here. You can 100% see the eyes.
Yep.
And you can 100% see the snout. And you can even see like all the way back here. Like, this is not just your average creature. It does. There was somebody, and I think it might have been Alan that made a good observation. It does look like somebody's wearing a wolf.
Yeah.
Because right here's the arms.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the body frame. Like, that's so creepy looking. Like, because even if it is somebody wearing that, that's the best. I mean,
yeah,
that's the best representation of what we know as a skinwalker.
Why don't you have my enhanced picture, Cecil?
He's probably deleted that one.
Probably, because that's not the original.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, most of the time you don't. I'll say for me, most of the time, what you get is more of like a cameo shot of the face or something like that. You don't normally get the whole body whenever you encounter a cryptid. So that's
and most of the time we're pulling stuff up, we're zooming around, we're trying to justify. You don't have to here.
Yeah.
Because it's there.
Yeah, people can see it and they can make up their mind as to whatever box it fits in for them, I guess. So,
well, Kinder,
intriguing.
Kinder, I don't think you were here earlier when I was ranting about this. You have like that person that just posted that spam. Feel free. You have complete dominion to like kick people out for that. Like,
whoa! I want to hear him out. We can make up to $50 an hour.
For a small nominal fee,
or mute them, or whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, that's.
If we ever have more people comment from Kinder, I want you to just randomly remove their comment and message them however you message on Kate and be like, "I'm God here."
Yeah.
But this one right here is the creme de la creme for me. It's one of the first ones you ever showed me, and it's really one of the most mind-blowing.
Yeah,
it's either Dogman or it's a Skinwalker. Either way, it's insane. Like, it's crazy looking.
Yeah, it's I agree. You know, it's that's one of those things that makes you whenever you walk into an area and the thought of that thing comes up to mind, you know, it's kind of, you may not be a very intelligent person walking around by yourself.
Yeah.
No.
But it's like you said earlier, like, who else is going to do it? Who else is going to figure it out?
Yeah.
And here's the thing too, on that rare chance, like I said, that you were to literally walk up on it today, imagine how far cell phones have come. So you can get the best pictures. Even if it takes you out, Stephen, when Leah finds the phone, she can send it to us.
Yeah. That's the thing William and I have talked about, you know, before. I mean, if we go missing, make sure y'all find that phone.
And, you know, and if you have any pictures out there that you want us to show on here and you give us permission to it, go ahead and email it to witf@gmx.com. Don't be like Tolly and ask whatever it is to hold your camera for you while you look at a friggin' gravestone. Be proactive. Take that picture.
Yeah. I haven't looked back at the video. I went to this week I went to a small cemetery. It's out in the middle of the woods. And I think that it was probably established in the early 1800s. Some of the headstones are just flat rocks. There's no writing or anything on them. I mean, it's just a real small cemetery. And I went to that. It's but I don't remember how long the video was that I shot of it. But it was I'll try to get that to y'all.
That'd be fun.
Look at it. So
we should fire folk and weird back up. I mean, that was a fun time. That got me out and doing things.
It was a fun time.
Well, don't you two get together every few months as a group?
Yeah, but you guys don't want to see that video.
No, that would have to be this would have to be an extracurricular activity.
Come on, you don't want to drag the girls out and go.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
Mandy loves it. She loves going out to those things, but yeah, no, that ain't what we do when those.
I mean, I say that, but I can't drag Mo to that crap either. So.
Mandy she loves going out and doing that stuff.
I don't know if anybody's free tomorrow, but I'm fully planning on getting manic tomorrow night. If anybody's free.
Hey, you know, I'm broke, so I'll be here. And tomorrow's Elimination Chamber too, so Mandy's gotta be home early to watch that for 3 or 4 hours.
I probably will not make it tomorrow night. Mo got home and he evidently slipped on the ice and twisted his knee badly. That was why I was running late, because I was making him dinner and stuff so he wouldn't have to hobble around. So
yeah, I feel that. I busted my arse on the snow a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Now, if he passes out early, then yeah, I'll probably hop on. But
I had a bad couple weeks not long ago.
Yes, you did.
you did.
Yeah. So
I've still got what did I call it? I think in the thumbnail I'm calling it the rabbit hole hangout. And it's just going to be, it's a conspiracy watch party. I've still got an inventory of videos, just tons.
I kind of thought he was going to play them tonight, so I already had the list pulled up, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow.
Lots of old world technology stuff, conspiratorials, cryptids, ghost, you name it.
And Stephen, thank you so much for walking us through these pictures and stuff. And honestly, you are one of the more intelligent people I know when it comes to remembering all this stuff, and very interesting when you catch all this stuff. It's wild to me because I don't see nothing.
Yeah. never underestimate Steven's ability to bring the pain when it comes to the weird shit.
And that brings me to our merchandise. There is now official "Where's the Real Steven Wearing the Folk" t-shirt on the Wearing the Folk shop. And one of my favorite new additions is our bumper sticker. It took a lot of creative design from Tully.
The Steven shirt, if you zoom in on it, it's a mean looking Bigfoot too on the Steven shirt. So
I expect to see at least one car in my life that has this bumper sticker on it.
Hey, you said you wanted the bumper sticker, dude. I don't know what you want from me.
I love that.
That's it.
Okay, that is hands down the best bumper sticker ever.
But I'm wearing one of our shirts. Morgana's wearing one of our shirts, and I was beyond surprised how good these actually are. Like, it's nuts.
I'll put it in the chat, Alan. It's also where you can follow us everywhere. We redid our link tree, and the all of the exclusive merch stuff's going to be at the top link.
Now you better get these while they last. This is the first one that's going to go away. This is the WITF.
It's the limited edition
Bigfoot.
stuff.
It's limited edition.
That's hand drawn by Clarence.
And it's in the style of a Ralph Steadman in lieu of the Gonzo. So go out there and get you some of those. I've got one in there, and Mandy got herself one, a red one that she's been wearing that she gets constant compliments on how dope this shirt is.
The ones that are more than $24.99 have a back to them, I think, unless it's a special women's t-shirt. The regular t-shirts that are more than $24.99 are front and back. The hoodies are front and back.
This is the sweater I got. It's awesome too.
Mm-hmm. I got the dual colored one that it's like the light blue with the white inside.
Oh, I bet that's dope.
It is fantastic. I mean, the quality is great, and I love the color. So, yep. Nope. And then I got the baby blue, the heavy duty one that you have.
And those go up to 5X.
These do come in size fat for all of us.
Or if you just want like a personal snuggie.
Yeah. And here's the back. It's got our little thing there. And don't forget that we have multiple designs that you can get in multiple colors. And the OG design, you can get you a little handbag for your trip to Aldi right there.
There you go.
Yeah, you can get you a coffee cup. Now
you can get you a sticker.
You can get that sticker. Yeah. I wish they made these coffee cups bigger though.
Yeah, it's just a standard teacup, I think. Like well, they call them coffee cups, but it's like
it's what is it? Cup of coffee.
Yeah, like the coffee cup, not like a real cup.
Yeah. But yeah, and then you got Morgana's design. This is a great one. You can get that in a series of colors as well.
The Morgana triangle.
I want one like she's wearing, but it don't fit my form right. Then we got these right here. These guys, you got little stickers action, including the new bumper sticker. So go out to Wearing the Folk at myspreadshop.com or go to the link tree that's posted in there.
Thank you, Landa.
Mug. And don't forget Cosmic Crumbs every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Tully does his thing and tells some stories and reads some stuff off the intranets and shares some recipes. You can go to his link tree at linktree.com/Cosmic Crumbs, spelled with a zero to get all his listening platforms, and I'll go ahead and post that for y'all.
It's just the ramblings of a madman. I'm warning you.
It's a very interesting show, and it's picking up every episode. So make sure you sign up for the newsletter too.
There ain't no newsletter. There's spam mail, and if you sign up, you're gonna get it. That's what
the newsletter is to me. Ain't it all spam mail?
Let's just call it like it is. If you want the recipe, the reason I put that there, not everybody's got time to stop their day at 7:00 on a Thursday, and if you don't, that's fine. I'll send you the stories and the recipes.
Sweet. And Between the Notes will be coming soon, right?
Yep. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks. It'll be bi-weekly. I only have 21 years worth of content at this moment. Because that is who the hell I am.
Manic. I don't ever want to hear anything about my mania ever again.
Hey, you've always commented on the fact that I had show ideas for 5 years in advance. Did you think it would be any different?
Nope.
And,
I just need somebody that is willing to take over after my demise. I'll bet you I could get Mandy to do it.
She'll do it. She loves that. So she tried to start a show like that. There's an episode out there of her exploring Elliott Smith and his works, but she quit. She couldn't find it interesting because she's like, if I can't play the music, I don't want to do it.
I did a lot of research on that before starting. So
yeah. But yeah, me and Mandy and I on April 20th, 2026 will be dropping the first episode of Till Death Do We Watch, where we'll be exploring and reviewing old ass independent and C-rated and B-rated horror movies. And we've already got
House.
We'll do House for you, man. Even though to me, House was a high production movie in the 80s.
Nobody knows what that is, dude.
House is one of the most iconic horror movies known to man.
We've asked the public. Nobody knows what that is.
Laurie on Monday nights on NBC.
Yeah.
We've asked the public. Nobody knows what it is. So you're going to do
House. We'll do House. It's going to be 10 to 15 minute episodes at most. So, if you have a short attention span, that should work out for you. If you want more long form movie reviews, go to Weird Realities, and that's on YouTube and things of that nature. And they have Watching Weird, where they cover things in long form. They usually
that one?
3 episodes at a time, huh?
Have you ever watched Hell Comes to Frogtown?
No, I will though. We've got things queued up like Humpty Dumpty's Revenge and stuff like that. So like we're watching some trash shit. The first one we got is
Ginger, I'm gonna have to say without question, there are only 2 movies that traumatized me. One was the original Exorcist, because my aunt thought it was a good idea to take a bunch of 8-year-olds to the drive-in for that crap. The other one was The Evil Dead. And the reason was the tree rape scene.
Now, the first one we're going to be reviewing is called Don't Go Into the Woods, made in 1981. It's available on Shudder. So if you want to go ahead and watch that and then check out our review, feel free to do that. We call it like we see it. Sorry, Linda, if I think it's crap, I'm gonna call it crap. We have a rating scale that I'm working on. But Don't Go Into the Woods was a fever dream of a plot. So go check that out. But anyway, tune back in next Friday at 7 p.m. Oh, no, tomorrow. We're doing a watch party tomorrow.
Tomorrow's the watch party
at
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be doing some stuff. So come on over and check us out. We'll be here and we'll be square. Now tune back in tomorrow and then every Friday at 7 p.m.
Said that.
Time. Yeah, I know. I know. Just putting it in your heads,
And tune back in tomorrow.
And tune back in tomorrow. And tune back in every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And make sure that you tune back in tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time as we do a watch party. And thank you all so much for watching us, because we are fucking watching you.
Uh-oh.
Dang it.